Okay, so what we're going to be working on today is how to convert metric units with using a saying. The saying that we use in our classroom is very easy to remember. It is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. All right, well, if you notice, we have a B in the center of our saying, and I'm going to explain what that means in just 1 second. So we start here, and this is, the K is kilo, the H stands for hecto. The D right here this stands for deca. The way I tell my kids to remember which D is which is if you look, deca has a K in it, and the K is closest to kilo, which also starts with a K. Then we have our B, and what our B stands for is base units, and that's what makes metric systems so easy. You can use the same saying with all three units of measure. So we're going to talk about meter, which is our length measure, grams, which is our weight measure, and liters, which is our capacity measure. Okay, so in our D here, what it stands for is decimeters, and it has a CI in it, and that's the reason I tell my kids to always look at the C. It's closest, centimeters is closest, or cena is closest to deci. It just kind of helps them remember. And then at the very end here, we have milli. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with just a simple conversion. We're going to start with 3 meters, and we're going to change that in to millimeters. The first thing that we should do is we start and we take and just rewrite our number. So we're just simply going to come here and rewrite our number. And always we're going to have to move decimals, but we don't see a decimal. We know that any whole number always has a decimal on the end, whether we can see it or not. So we're starting with meters, and if you notice right here, meters is under our B. We're going to millimeters. So what we're going to do is we're just simply going to draw a line over and count how many times we're moving to the right. So here we go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we move 3 places to the right. It's just this simple. You come down and you grab your decimal and you draw what I call curtains. 1, 2, 3, and put your decimal. The reason we draw the curtains is that if we notice that the curtains are there, that means we have some empty spots. And if we have an empty spot, we have to put a 0 in its place. So what I always have my kids do then is I have them erase the original decimal so it doesn't confuse you. And we have 3 meters equals 3,000 millimeters. All you simply did, if we went back up here and we just counted over how many spots we moved, always remember, do not start counting until you pick up and move. Think about if you're playing Monopoly or Trouble or any other kind of board game. You do not count until you start moving. You don't start to count with a space you start on. So that's if we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. Now I want us to look at if we're going from a smaller unit of measure. So I'm just going to scoot this up a little bit. We're going to start with 3,2 centimeters, and I want to take this all the way over to hectometers. So I'm just going to put that there, and we're going to go over to hectometers. So what we're going to do, exactly what we did a second ago, I'm going to erase some of my lines so you can tell which direction we're going in. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to look right here, and I'm going to start at my centimeters. Here's our centimeters, so we're going to go over, and we're just going to count as we move. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 places to our left. Notice we went to our left, so if we go to our left when we're counting, we're going to take our decimal and go to our left. So I'm going to take and just rewrite the number so I have it there, and so it's not so crammed up, and I'm going to go 4 places to my left. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, again, I have an empty curtain, and I know that if I have an empty curtain, it can't stay empty, so I'm going to put a 0 there. So that's how easy it is to convert metric. You just have to remember, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, and all you're doing is you're counting how many places you're moving. You start at that point at your decimal, And if we have a whole number without a decimal, the decimal always comes at the end, and then we're just moving that amount of spaces.